All right, Ferran Torres transfer battle is on. Guess which teams are really interested in signing Ferran Torres? It's Arsenal and Unai Emery. Remember, these two have managers that have all ever gone ahead to manage Arsenal, and Ferran Torres has been a topic of discussion at Arsenal for some long time. So smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokani David is my name, and hope you guys are really having fun wherever you are. Smash the like button, comment and share, and let's see how things really pan out. Now today, Grammy Bailey has come up with a story that reads as follows: that Unai Emery and Mikel Arteta hugely admire Ferran Torres, who has just 2 years left on his contract at Barcelona. So, he has 2 years left on his contract at Barcelona, and that is Ferran Torres for you. And very many people have come up and obviously gone ahead to really ask, is he the right signing? And now, I would like to school you about what the new model of signing players is all about. Now, each and every time you see a player who is really versatile, go ahead and pay a lot of attention to detail to him, because very many teams will always be in need of his services. Why? Like, for example, Ferran Torres, he can play in very many positions. He can play as a left forward, he can play as a center forward, he can play as a right forward, and he can even play in the midfield. So I understand where Arsenal comes in from entering this race of really signing Ferran Torres, because of the price that is on Ferran Torres. And how do we get to know the price of Ferran Torres? It's from Info FCB. This is another news channel for Barcelona. They've told us that Aston Villa are offering 55 million euros for Ferran Torres, but the player wants to stay at Barcelona, so he will reflect the offer from Spain. So Ferran Torres has a release clause of 55 million euros. You understand? And the player wants to start Barcelona. But the fact is Barcelona interested in keeping the player before we even discuss on where he's going to be? At Barcelona, I don't think that is obviously going to get ample playing time, because Barcelona want to bring in another forward, and then if another forward comes in through, I don't see how Ferran Torres will obviously get ample playing time to play at Barcelona, because one, they are having Lamine Yamal on the right, Rafinha on the left, and they are all not getting injured. They're not injury-prone players, an excuse that will obviously leave the player there. But for Ferran Torres, I think if a very good offer comes in through, and I think 55 million euros release clause, those are really peanuts for teams like Arsenal and Aston Villa. So for Ferran Torres and his career, I think he needs to do a lot. Why? Why does he need to do a lot? One, because if we are to look at what he has to offer and what his anticipation is for playing the World Cup of 2026, this is one of the chances that he is really having, and he doesn't need to waste. And these chances always knock once at every man's door. I can tell you, these chances knock once at every man's door, and he needs to be very serious about it. And he doesn't need to see to it that he really doesn't miss out, because if you want to play the World Cup, you need to be a regular into your team. With the likes of Nico Williams coming in through at the Spanish national team to obviously look good, Dani Olmo, Lamine Yamal, Ozabajal, something of the sort, and very many others. I tell you, it's not obviously going to come easy for him to get into that squad of Spain that is going to be playing in the World Cup. So all he needs to do, one, he needs to come up with what we call a very huge explanation to really make people think that he's worth staying at Barcelona. But Arsenal, exactly, I know they need players like him, because he's really versatile. He is really a Premier League ready player, though when he came in at Man City, he never really hit the ground running, and he never went ahead, obviously, getting what we call the required the required playing time at Man City. Maybe that's one of the reasons as to why he doesn't want to come back to the Premier League. But for the club of Arsenal, all they have to do is simple. They have to obviously get on well with the side of they have to get on well with the side of Ferran Torres. But we wait and see. But Arsenal's list of such players like Ferran Torres is increasing, because if you're having Leroy Sen, there is Nico Williams, now Ferran Torres comes into the queue. That means Arsenal is really trying to find the best candidate in there for you. And him being playing at Barcelona, and Andre Batha was really the man responsible for him doing all he had to do, for doing all what he had to do at Atletico Madrid. He has had enough of this player. He has watched enough of this player, and he knows exactly what is at stake for redesigning a player like him into his team. So guys, that's it coming in from Arsenal. And for Aston Villa, with them losing a player known as John Duran, I think they haven't gone ahead to obviously replace him. So they have a lot of things to do to obviously cover up onto that position. That's why they're really looking into bringing another center forward, at the side of they are looking to bring in another forward at the side of Aston Villa, and maybe Marcus Rashford is there, but I don't know whether Marcus Rashford is willing to take a pay cut to obviously stay at the side of Aston Villa. With Barcelona coming in through to look at Marcus Rashford, it might obviously help to really quicken up or hasten the deal of Marcus Rashford to the side of Barcelona, and then Ferran Torres will obviously come this side. So we wait and see where Ferran Torres is obviously going to be playing next season. Is he going to start Barcelona? Is he going to be playing at Arsenal? Or is he really going to be playing at his side known as Aston Villa? We're here to wait and see where this lad is obviously going to be playing at. But Champions League is also crucial, because Aston Villa is really trying to do the needful to see it obviously come and play into the Champions League. Now, today, Man City was playing, and Rodri was back on the pitch for Man City after 50 games out due to injury. And I think this is really very, 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 very impressive for the side of Pep Guardiola. And when you're having Rodri back, that means you can obviously find yourself in a proper position to fight for what we call the FIFA Club World Cup, and even fight for what we call the Champions League positions, because the Champions League positions are really at stake. You understand? They are really at stake, and that is how Ferran Torres is really, that is how Rodri is back. And I think it's really a very, very huge boost in there at the side of it's really a very, very, very huge boost at the side of Man City, and he's really coming in through at a very particular time in there. So that's what we had for you in here onto the Rokani Media Football. Rodri is back on the pitch after some long time, and we're here to see to it that we bring you the best of the best in here onto our channel. So guys, we sign out for now. See you later. And the story of Ferran Torres is really going to leave divided opinions in there for you, but continue to subscribe, because we want to hit the magic number of 30,000, right? 30,000 subscribers on this channel, and we are good to go in here. So guys, let's see what next in here, and I'm really gonna show you the best of the best into this. So what is next for us? Going to bed and seeing what we have to offer for you tomorrow. Gyökeres stories are really up and down, and Arsenal fans know to eat that. United playing the team of Spurs tomorrow is really going to be important. Now, if you're an Arsenal fan, what do you want to happen to your side? One, do you want Spurs to win the league and you bring in Gyökeres? To win UEFA Europa League and bring in Gyökeres? All else, you want Man United to beat Spurs and you don't get in Jokeres. You understand? We out. Bye-bye.